All right, part 4 of the greatest Mount Rushmores in wrestling history of every era, and we're bringing the best content creators on to break them down the only way we know how on Triple Threat Wrestling. So stick around, join us, and join in the conversation. Welcome back to Triple Threat Wrestling. If you are new here, be sure to subscribe. We drop daily wrestling content. My boy MVP is back as always, and we got Barz on YouTube and TikTok. Great content. You've got to check him out. I'm going to put all the description in the description box, all his links and all that. Is going to be awesome. So show him some love, and he's a big wrestling fan. We had to bring him on. We're going to break down the Mount Rushmore of the Ruthless Aggression Era. So let's start off with MVP. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm standing. I haven't sat down since Elimination Chamber. I've been standing, bro. And then, Barz, how we doing, brother?
Yeah, man, we doing good, man. Elimination Chamber was crazy, man. It was off the chain, man.
Yeah, it was crazy. So, and as much as I really want to talk about it, we're here for bigger priorities. We got to break down the Mount Rushmore of the Ruthless Aggression Era. And you know what? We're going to have the guest go first. So you pick one of your 4 Mount Rushmore superstars, and we'll go in order here.
All right, so my 4, I'm starting off with my 4 Mount Rushmore, Ruthless Aggression Era. I got to start off with John Cena. I got to start off with he earned that. He earned that. He earned that Mount Rushmore. He earned that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I got to start off with John Cena. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and I hate to copy, but my number 1 has also got to be John Cena. I think this is going to be a uniform round 1 here, but I mean, John Cena, the basic thugonomics, the rap battles. I mean, come on. And we were just talking before this, 2 of my passions are hip-hop and wrestling, so that was like the best mixture. MVP, you know that you're like me. What CD did we buy during that era?
Oh, I bought the You Can't See Me album.
You damn right you did.
Yeah, I got it. I got the album too. I ain't even gonna hold you. I got it. I got that joint, man. The Batman track. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Cena's underrated as a lyricist, but anyway, back to the wrestling part. It was a great gimmick, which he almost got let go before that, right? Because he had to come up with something fresh. There you go. He's the doctor of thugonomics. And just bringing that, like, something new, you know, to usher in that era. And, I mean, United States Championship runs, feud with the Big Show, and all these good matches he had. I mean, that's what started John Cena on his road to be where he is now on his retirement tour, one of the greatest of all time. So John Cena's got to go number 1. MVP, just go ahead and finish round 1 for us.
So I'm not going to say there would be no Ruthless Aggression Era without him, but I will say the start of the Ruthless Aggression Era happened when Kurt Angle came to the ring in Chicago on SmackDown and asked this young man what is the qualities he possessed to face the very best of the business. And John Cena said, "Ruthless aggression," and just smacks the taste out of Kurt Angle's mouth. No-brainer, John Cena. For everything you guys said. The thugonomic stuff was my favorite stuff. Like, even when he had like the Ruck Fools gear, and then they made it so, the network doesn't. This gear is too hot for network television, so they would censor his shirts on TV, and they said, "You want to see? You got to buy this merchandise."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people hate him. I love them. The spinner belts.
Yeah.
The US...
Okay, but to be fair, real quick, not to cut you off, but during that era, we all had spinner rims and stuff. Like, that was in. I mean, and it went with his gimmick. Like, I cannot hate on that. I love the spinner belt.
Dude, I still love it right now. I bought the spinner belt back in 2008. Spent up until that point the most money I've spent on a material thing.
Yeah.
No, but see he came out with the album, and then it shifted to where he was like military, and then but he is, if there if there were to be like one pillar to hold things up for an era, it's Cena with the Ruthless Aggression Era.
Yeah. Real quick before we go to round two, you mentioned the military. I'll never forget for the life of me when the WWE had him announce to the crowd that we had captured and eradicated Osama bin Laden. Like he did it himself. Like, we have captured and eradicated. Like military Cena at his finest. But yeah, that's a no-brainer for us, Cena. So round two, we're going to you, Barz. What's your number two superstar?
All right, so my number two superstar, it definitely has to be The Rock. And I'm going to tell you why. You know what I mean? I know it sounds so cliche because him and The Rock, what they did, you know, tonight on Elimination Chamber or whatever. But I'm going to say this, like, The Rock, you know what I mean, his whole character, his whole mystique, you know what I mean, from the beginning all the way until what he's doing now, he's just been a genius, I feel like, as far as his character work. You know, him and Cena kind of like are connected because at one point we hated The Rock and now we like The Rock and now people hate him again. And then if you want to take it back, like when Rock first came into the WWE, he was a straight up baby face. He was a straight up baby face, Rocky Maivia. He was dressed in a I mean, I guess it was Samoan garb with the leaves or whatever like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, you know, he did the whole nation domination thing, which was pretty dope. And then from there, you know, we seen the Hollywood Rock. Yeah. We are the nation. Yo, that you know, his character work has just been like, to me, it's been great. You know, it wasn't one time that I've watched The Rock that I wasn't interested in seeing what he was going to do next. He's always been the type of guy that could improv. He could do stuff on the fly, and they'll blend in so well that you would think it was part of the show, but really, you know, you go behind the scenes and you see an interview with him. No, I had to do that on fly because such and such forgot his line, so I had to do this. He was good with covering up certain stuff, you know what I mean? So The Rock, you know, Rock definitely number two on my Mount Rushmore.
Can't hate that. I mean, The Rock is one of my favorites of all time. We've talked about that on our actual Mount Rushmore of all time. The Rock is on my Mount Rushmore. So no hate there. But I'm going to add a letter to it, and I'm going to go Brock as my number two. Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar was a problem that no one could handle. Great feuds with like Kurt Angle, Eddie Guerrero. Obviously, he was way better when Paul Heyman is his mouthpiece, right? Because he's not the best on the mic. But, I mean, menacing shit he did. You know, like, you know, Matt, help me remember, the one-legged guy. What's his name? Zach Gowen.
Yeah, Zach
slamming him, like his fake leg on him and throwing him into turnbuckles and ring posts. I'm like, dude, Brock Lesnar is a menace.
Don't forget we had him in a wheelchair and he pushed him down the steps, man. I was like, yo, this dude got no chill, man. Like, why he go do that?
No, Brock Lesnar gave zero fucks on the Ruthless Aggression Era. So, yeah. I mean, it says it for itself. Brock Lesnar deserves to be on there. I think that when you think of Ruthless Aggression Era, just like that serious face he did, you know, on the posters, that's Ruthless Aggression Era, you know, for me. So, got to go Brock.
Okay.
MVP, we're going to kick it to you.
My number two.
Oh, yeah.
Randy Orton, yeah.
In Evolution, Triple H said that Randy Orton will be the coal that will be squeezed into the next diamond in this business, and I think he hit it right on the head.
Mm-hmm.
Randy Orton, you can argue he's neck and neck with Cena in the Ruthless Aggression Era. He did have a lot of behavioral issues that kind of hampered him at the beginning.
Yeah.
Once he grew up and just kind of matured a little bit, we got the attitude to match with the in-ring ability, and just don't even get me started when he turns into the Viper and just gets all maniacal and stuff like that.
The Legend Killer.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. He RKO'd the Fabulous Moolah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I mean, but who started that? The Dudley Boys literally like power bombed her through a table. Like
That was crazy.
And even worse,
too.
Mae Young, bro. But that was before the Ruthless Aggression Era.
So my number 2, Randy Orton.
All right, moving on.
Yeah, so my number 3, I might have to say my number 3 is the dead man, The Undertaker. The Undertaker. And I gotta say this because The Undertaker is similar to what The Rock was doing as far as character work. We seen the Ministry Undertaker. We seen the Dead Man Undertaker. We seen the Biker Undertaker. And then we seen a little bit of them all combined together. Like, The Undertaker, like, withstood the hands of time, man. Like, he was no joke, man. I really was scared of that dude when I was a kid, man. I seen the Undertaker live, man, and like seeing him in person, like he looked like a giant, bro. I was really scared of the Undertaker, man. Like as a kid, man, that dude was crazy. Yeah. And then the one WrestleMania where he had the eagle. What was that? An eagle or a buzzard that was on his shoulder?
The vulture. The vulture.
Okay, yeah. He was coming to the ring. I was like, man, like. I always, like, thought that his character was, like, cool. Even though I was scared of him, I still thought it was cool. You know what I mean? And the classic matches, like, where he had Ultimate Warrior, Papa Shango, Yokozuna. Like, I could go on and on and on and on why I felt like Undertaker needed to be on that Ruthless Aggression list. You know what I mean? He had so many moments, man. And, like, he's just one of a kind, man. So Undertaker.
Can't hate that.
People forget that he was a really big proponent of the Ruthless Aggression Era.
Yeah, he was really part of that, for real.
Undertaker deserves to be in every Mount Rushmore that we ever do. For even like the next era, he's not even wrestling. We're gonna put him on it just for the sake of doing it. But
for his podcasting.
Yeah. So okay, my number 3. Since it's number 3, I feel like you got to have 3 things that make you a person who needs to be on this Mount Rushmore. You got to lie, you got to cheat, and you got to steal, and you got to go Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero was phenomenal during that era. And I mean, the best heel work you've ever seen, like, slapping the chair on the mat and throwing it to the opponent and falling down and winning matches like that, or finding ways to like take the security guard's nightstick and put it in his boot, and but aside from all those, like, he had great matches. And I mean, when he won the championship, I mean, that was just very emotional. It was very emotional, and seeing him come up from Eddie Guerrero in WCW with the red and the white suit, and like, oh, he'll be mid-carder, and he ended up being one of the biggest, most influential people in the Ruthless Aggression Era. So and not to mention the feuds is like Brock Lesnar and all that. So I got to go with my boy Eddie Guerrero. Rest in peace to Eddie, but we're going to MVP.
My number 3 is the other young guy. If you call him young, he's kind of old still. But the other young guy in the Evolution, Batista.
Batista's a good one.
Now when they had Randy. He left Evolution, and then you had the other guy that you had to build up, and for Triple H to pass the torch. And
Yeah.
He filled those shoes up pretty well. World Heavyweight, great feuds with The Undertaker, with Eddie Guerrero. Teamed up with Mysterio, and he even did some movies and some shows while in that era. So
Yeah. Wasn't he also Reverend Devon's bodyguard? Deacon.
The Deacon Batista.
Yeah, the Deacon Batista. Yeah. Never forget.
But once they took that box off of him, so we're going Batista.
All right. Let's move the train along. Who we got?
I'm gonna go with the last. It's 4, right? We doing 4, right?
Yep.
Okay, all right. So my final guy, who definitely was one of the core responsible guys in that Ruthless Aggression Era. I'm gonna have to go with hell yeah, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
All right.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. Like, man, it's many things I could say about stunning Steve Austin, Mr. Hollywood Blonde himself. Like, I remember when he came in as the ringmaster. I remember when he had the feud with Jake the Snake Roberts, and that kind of what started off his whole gimmick of 316. I remember when he did the whole corporate thing with Vince McMahon, and him and Vince became allies. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many moments that he has had that it's hard to not have him in that conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, he done so many moments. Even just a few years ago, he wrestled against Kevin Owens, and the match was actually pretty good. Like, who does that? He ain't wrestled, and he didn't wrestle for like God knows how long, and he worked a pretty good match. So
I did not expect, by the way, not to cut you off, but I did not expect them to go for like 20 minutes.
Yeah,
I thought it was gonna be a brief little stunner pin him. I did not think we were gonna get a match, but yeah.
Yeah. But I also heard too that he was training for that for some time. So that's probably the reason why he looked it so clean in that match. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't have no botches or whatever. Because I also heard he was working, he was getting himself in shape for that. So
I hate to go against the grain here, but I'm gonna throw both of you off. And I picked someone. You both probably don't even have him in honorable mentions. I'm gonna go Trish Stratus.
Yeah.
Because in this diva era, when it was like just glamorizing the looks and all that, obviously the guys didn't care, right? But she actually was one of the only women besides Lita that like tried to like push it and show that like women can do more. And she had a lot of great matches during that era. WrestleMania matches, feuds with Mickie James, right? That was crazy good.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be crazy to not show a little love to the women on here and give Trish a little love because she
for a year.
Yeah. I mean,
for a year. I
think that qualifies her, and just like I said, she was out to prove something. Like, yes, I will go out here and display my looks for you, but I also want to prove we can do it in the ring. You got to let us do what we do and entertain these people. And I think we got to go Trish Stratus number 4. We'll go to MVP to close it out.
She was coming to the ring tonight. I was telling my girlfriend, I blew a lot of loads to her when I was younger. Let's get her there. My number 4. And I just realized that my Mount Rushmore is the greatest class to come out of OVW, the 2002 class, because my number 4 is Brock Lesnar. And you lucky, you already hit it over the head of how just
he was a problem.
Yeah. I can just remember him superplexing Big Show, and the ring collapse. That's like the first time I've ever seen that happen. And then just him being able to get Big Show, and we're talking Big Show probably at his heaviest.
Yeah,
Get
fat
him
show.
on his shoulders and just F5 him like nothing. And then, just the stuff whenever he has Paul Heyman on his side, it's just a perfect marriage.
Barack.
That shooting star press he had against Kurt Angle at WrestleMania 19, where he almost destroyed himself, but didn't. He came out with a concussion that he was able to work through. Brock Lesnar is my last on the Mount Rushmore for the Ruthless Aggression Era.
All right. I'm going to throw something out there. Do we have any honorable mentions? MVP, if you want to go first, if you have anyone that you think was a close.
Kurt Angle. He had a lot of great matches in the Ruthless Aggression Era. I think once he shaved his head, he just turned it up a notch, and during this time he was the best wrestler in the world.
Yeah.
So got Edge. Edge came out of his shell during the Ruthless Aggression Era.
Isn't that when him and Lita did the whole bedroom scene in the ring, right? Yeah.
The live sex celebration. Of Eddie Guerrero, for everything you said. He who not be named, Crisp.
Crispin.
He had a multi-year career up until that point, but once somebody actually gave him a chance, once Paul Heyman at the time was writing SmackDown, once he had something to do, Benoit really, really shined, and he won the Rumble and became World Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah.
We don't know that anymore because he's pretty much erased from the annals of history. But
the Men in Black people came and erased our memory. We don't know who that is anymore.
Big part of this aggression era.
Yeah.
And, I'll say it, Triple H. He had a big hand in elevating Orton, big hand elevating Batista, all at the same time elevating a World Heavyweight Championship that had to be brought back because the undisputed title became disputed when it was exclusive to SmackDown.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He had to run with it. So Triple H should get some recognition there as well.
Especially for the heel work, right? But yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Barz, you got any honorable mentions?
Yeah, my first honorable mention will be Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho, he's the guy that beat Stone Cold and The Rock in one night, undisputed champion.
And he'll be the first to tell you about it.
Huh?
And he'll be the first to tell you about it.
Yeah, he'll be the first to tell you about it. And he's one of the few guys that has held WCW titles and has held WWE titles, within his career, because not a lot of them have done it. There's only a few. What else has he done? He helped Launchpad, another promotion, and was the face of that promotion for a little bit. Of course, until until he started getting into these weird gimmicks that he's doing now. I still consider him the learning tree, and what I'm saying, like all the other stuff. But I don't take nothing from him because he's definitely in his own right. He's great. You know what I mean? Hands down. Another person is Ric Flair. I mean, we can't even talk about the things that Ric Flair has done within his career. Like, we could go on and on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this guy came into the business, had an accident wasn't even supposed to return to wrestling, came back, rejuvenated his career. You know what I'm saying? He helped jumpstart Evolution. He basically was Evolution. Evolution wouldn't even be Evolution if it wasn't for Ric Flair.
Right.
You know what I mean? Who else? Of course, Kurt Angle. You already said a bunch about Kurt Angle. I'll give you one more. Another guy that I thought was good for the Ruthless Aggression era. I definitely thought Shawn Michaels was great for the Ruthless Aggression era. You know what I mean? The feuds that he had with Triple H. The time he was in the wheelchair, then he began to walk again.
Yeah.
His ladder matches, like, you know what I mean? He was one of a kind, man. So
yeah. I'm not gonna beat the dead horse here. I mean, you guys have already said it. Randy Orton, Batista, all these guys are great. One guy we didn't mention though that I feel like has an argument. JBL had an argument during that era. I mean, he had a great title run.
SmackDown champion.
Yep, great title run. Feud with Eddie Guerrero was good. I mean, they did great work together. I mean, I could say a lot of stuff about JBL during that era. Like, just he played his role well. That like you watched him and you're like, yeah, I hate that guy. Like, I don't want him, but like that's what your goal is to do, get heat, right? And we gave it to him. So, but yeah, no, I think that's all good. So that rounds out our Mount Rushmore of the Ruthless Aggression era. A lot of great topics, a lot of great superstars we just brought up. A blast on the past here. So Barz Wrestling Media, awesome stuff, great content. I'm going to put your links in our description box for your TikTok, your YouTube. Make sure you guys all go follow him and look at his content. It's just good stuff. So it's good to have you on here, brother, and I look forward to collabing with you on future stuff. So.
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate you guys for reaching out and having me on. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. Like I said, I got some stuff coming up. I definitely will be reaching out to you guys soon. You know what I mean? Have y'all on the show and whatnot.
All right, sounds good. Well, stay tuned. We're going to keep trucking along on this mini-series and bring on some more content creators. So make sure you follow us, and all of our affiliate links, all that stuff is in the link tree down below. So make sure you go check that out. And until next time, we'll see you later.